Ladies and gentlemen, the following is another fantastic episode of the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society. And right now, we have AEW Double or Nothing upon us. Well, not necessarily upon us, but it's going to be on Sunday, May 26th, 2024, in the great state of Nevada, more specifically, Paradise, Nevada. Now I'm curious because I want to check out if it really is a paradise. Hey, maybe I could definitely win me a couple of thousand. That'll definitely be a paradise for me. So with that being said, we actually have several great matches. We have 10 great matches, a triple main event. That's right, 3 times the glory we're going to be having on Sunday. And we're going to go through that card match by match by match. And joining us are 2 special guests. So with that being said, in one corner, we have the greatest thing on God's green earth. No, we're not talking about money, Mary Jane, or Popeye Spinach. He is the tranquil dart of Ringside Society, Delaware's greatest American hero, and whenever he goes to Taco Bell, he asks for a chief burrito because he loves the combination of chicken and beef. It takes 2 to make a thing go right. He's Rob Bass, and you are not. And in the second corner, we have that ocean crossing, straight up bossing, flight catching, shot glass snatching. Where's he going next? Nobody knows. 3 continents down, 3 more to go. No cap, straight facts, the worldwide star boy, Remy Blue. But it's not about us. You see, like we said before, it's about AEW Double or Nothing. And joining us are 2 special guests who are making a return to Ringside Society. Our first guest is a man who actually hails from the great city of Baltimore, home of those delicious crab cakes. I can't wait to land in Baltimore because that's one of the first things I'm definitely going to be looking for. Everybody, welcome to the show. And he's wearing a sweet-ass AEW Double or Nothing t-shirt, Matt Reigns. And in the last corner, our second guest joining us tonight is a man who is not only the leader, not only the executive, not only the manager, but he is also the wise man, the special advocate of Backbreaker Media / gaming, hailing straight from the great white north. Man, I love those pancakes and that Canadian bacon. My fellow Americans, please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. Please. I can't help it. Everybody, welcome to the show, Mike the Ref Malawani. How are y'all gentlemen doing tonight?
Doing well, brother. Doing well. It's been a while since I've been on here.
I'm doing great. I'm looking forward so much to this pay-per-view coming up on Sunday. Like, when it comes to AEW pay-per-views, I just got this great feel of how good the card's going to be. Like, AEW always delivers, and this one's definitely going to be in that case as well. So,
yeah, I got to say that all these matches from what I've seen, they've all had a great build-up. I mean, yes, certain fans are gonna be like, "Oh, but it's too many matches." But yeah, but the great thing about it is each of these matches, from what I've seen, have a story behind them, have a great build-up, and I'm gonna be very invested in watching this pay-per-view, as it goes on. Matt, Rob, what are y'all's thoughts on it?
You want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go. Man, I guess it's going to be all right, man. It looks like it's going to be pretty cool. I'm going to miss it because I'm going to be away and stuff, and I'll have no internet or cable or nothing until, I probably get home Monday night. So, but yeah, it looks like it's going to be awesome. I mean, got my homegirl Willow fighting, so yeah. Whenever she's on there, it's going to be a good night.
Yeah, I think the biggest difference that the company is doing so far in 2024 is this will be the 3rd pay-per-view, Revolution, Dynasty, Double or Nothing. Each have had much better builds to them than pretty much any pay-per-view in 2023. I think they kind of strayed away from what the original message was in 2019 about pro wrestling. They got it back on track. I think a lot of people came back to the Continental Classic, which was an incredible tournament. I can't wait for them to do it again this year. But this pay-per-view in particular, right on the precipice of the 5-year anniversary, it's really really been built well. I'm looking forward to everything on the card that's not named Chris Jericho.
Okay.
You're a
All
Canadian.
right.
Thank you.
What's wrong with Jericho, man? I mean, he's the learning tree. He's the Ayatollah of rock and roll. He's less champion. He's less, what does he call himself? Less sex god or whatever? Or, like.
He's been on my TV screen for 30 years. He can leave. He can go.
With all due respect for Chris Jericho, he is a great talker, but he is the antithesis of what AEW is. Because no matter
Right
how
now,
many
yes,
people,
absolutely.
in terms of the types of talking that everybody does it. Some people are good, some people are bad. But no matter what, everybody in the ring can put on a very good match. And that's the one thing Jericho just cannot do on a consistent basis anymore. And I'm sure we'll get to it when we get to that triple threat match. But yeah, I am so thankful that they made that a 3-way versus a 1-on-1 because of reasons. Like I said, we'll get into it.
Oh yes, we definitely will. And so for those of you that are new to this, and Courtney Sawicki, I know you're upset. You're like, oh, why are you not on this show? We will have you on. Trust me. We're going to have you and the podcast on. Trust me. Best believe that. We're going to have, matter of fact, we're probably going to have you on the next one. Not the next one, because the next one is a different guest. But the next prediction show we have, we're going to have all 4 of y'all on. And trust me, we're gonna make it happen. But yeah, with that being said, right, let's get into it. So the first match we have is, a singles match for the AEW International Championship. So basically, for those of y'all that are watching, what we're doing is we're going to go through match by match, and I'm going to go all around the room and ask everybody who they think is going to win and whatnot. And at the end of it, we're going to give some final predictions as to what might happen, what returns might happen, what debuts might happen, what alliances may form, what alliances may break up, all that good stuff. So the first match we have, the singles match for the AEW International Championship, it's going to be the defending champion, Roderick Strong, against Will Ospreay. Matt, who are you going with for this one?
Will Ospreay is currently my favorite wrestler in the world. Unbiased aside, kind of biased. I think he's the best wrestler in the world too. He gets a reaction in AEW that few get. Swerve was getting it towards the end of 2023, beginning of this year. But Ospreay, a lot of people didn't think that his New Japan kind of character in wrestling would translate to being a TV character. He's not exactly the most trying to think of the word for it. You wouldn't think of him as an excellent promo as he's shown to be. But his in-ring work and his character work are incredible. This has like a 6-star ceiling on it. Like, people forget all the time how good Roderick Strong is in the ring. There's going to be a lot of neck stuff. I do think Ospreay takes the title. I don't know if the international title is the right route for him. I'm going to let it play out because I'm hoping that something occurs at All In a few months. But I do think Ospreay wins. I don't think there's a whole lot of drama to the result, but I do think it could arguably be match of the night.
Okay. I think it's going to be hard hitting. But we will see. Mike, who are you going with for this one?
Oh, I have to go with Ospreay here. They're not going to let him lose his first match being a title match here. Unless there's going to be some kind of Wardlow shenanigans. There's been talk, and I know that Ospreay sort of did a tongue-in-cheek, but he said if he wins the international title, he's actually going to go visit Uganda for that soft floor wrestling federation.
Incredible.
So I could totally see that happening as set up in an off week for him. And having AEW getting that publicity of being there with those guys there, that's going to be absolutely amazing. Now, personally, I thought coming into this year that it was going to be Swerve and Ospreay for the world title at at All in Wembley. However, I'm starting to get a little bit off that train. Hear me out. Ospreay versus Pac at Wembley for the international title. That match would absolutely be insane. Either way, Roderick's going to put a hell of a match on. Everybody's going to remember how good he is. It sucks that they haven't had Adam Cole around to start getting that group jiving in a direction that makes him a little bit more relevant. But unfortunately, I don't think there's any way that Roddy's going to keep this title unless they want to set up a program between Ospreay and Wardlow, which I don't know if that really makes a lot of sense to me personally. But
I want to see it. I want to see what it looks like.
Oh, it's going to be Danielson Satnam levels of entertaining, but except for the fact Wardlow can work a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah. That Pac versus Ospreay would be that would be clutch. You know, in the middle of Wembley Stadium in London, that would be pretty awesome. I'm all for that. I honestly I want to see Strickland hold that title for a little more too. I don't want to see him. I mean, I'm down for him facing Ospreay, but I don't want it to be a transitional champion. Just in that regard, I really. But who knows? We'll see. We'll see. Rob, who are you going for this match?
Oh man, they're going to open it up with Roderick Strong and Will Ospreay. Oh man, that's going to be awesome. You know what I mean? Everybody was saying it's going to be hard hitting. It's going to be a great match. I'm going with Ospreay coming in here, man. I don't think that he's going to come in and lose. You know what I mean? Right on the pay per view. You know what I mean? I think they're going to give him a belt. For him. Hold for a while. And I think they're going to try and build him up a little bit first before he goes after the big belt. This Swerve's the champ or whomever. You know what I mean? So I think they're going to build him up a little bit, but I see him winning. I don't think he's going to come in and lose right off the bat. I would hope not. Yeah.
Okay, honestly, I think Ospreay is going to take this. I think he's going to take this title from Roderick, but it's going to be a hard hitting match. There's going to be blood, and when I see certain guys in matches like on these shows, I know that it's going to be hard hitting, and that's Roderick Strong is one of them. Kyle O'Reilly's another one. Another guy I'd probably say is Kenny Omega and even Adam Cole. Those guys, you can definitely feel the hits, in their matches. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be hard hitting. There's going to be blood, but I think Ospreay is going to come out the winner. That's what I'm going to go with. The next match we have is a singles match for the AEW Women's World Championship. It's going to be the defending champion, Timeless Toni Storm, with her accompanied by her ever so loyal servant Luther and her protege, I guess you can call her, Mariah May, defending against the Professor, Serena Deeb. Interesting match here, very interesting match. Both women they have their years in professional wrestling. They've been in WWE. Now they're doing the thing in AEW. Matt, who you got for this one?
So I previously just said that Will Ospreay is my favorite wrestler. Toni Storm is my favorite character in wrestling. What she's done from going to the Outcast to being this timeless character, she's a popper every week. Every week she says something that just makes me laugh. And I'm 34. I'll be 35 in a few months. I've been watching pro wrestling since I was 7-8 years old. I've pretty much seen it all at this point. When you can make me laugh once a week just by something that you say, and even her in-ring, she does stuff that's a little quirky. But she's incredible in the ring. Serena Deeb, I mean, goes without saying how incredible she is as well. And the fact that she was elsewhere and not used for so many years means that she still has a lot of she's still got a lot of ring time to give. This will be really, really good as well. I'm hoping that you're not reading this out in the order that they're doing it, because it would be very AEW to send Will Ospreay out there to start the show with a 5.5-star match and then send the women out there afterwards. But I think in this case, I think Toni Storm and Serena Deeb could hold their own. Toni Storm retains. And then I don't know what happens with Serena after that, but I do think Tony Storm retains in what should be a very, very entertaining match.
Okay. Mike, who are you going with?
Well, I think that Tony Storm should win this matchup. Like, my brain is continually going towards Wembley for all of this right now. First thing I want to say before we get into the actual meat and potatoes of this match, I want to congratulate AEW for getting the booking straight on this match this week on Dynamite, because up to this point, this was going to be one of the two matches I was not looking forward to, and we've already discussed the other one that we'll talk about in a bit here. But having Toni Storm as the heel in this scenario and Serena Deeb as a face was not getting over, to the point where I was in that Edmonton crowd when Serena was trying to do that promo talking about how she came back from seizures and whatnot and all that, and nobody could give a crap less.
Oilers.
Yeah, exactly. I was embarrassed for our fans doing that, even though I am wearing Oilers colors tonight, but I digress. Nobody cared. So I'm glad that this week Deeb came out. First of all, I saw Toni Storm coming out of the face tunnel, which was like, pooh, here we go. And then Deeb comes out and waylays her with a chair and the shoe and cleans up everybody there. And now they got the roles set up perfectly. And I do think Toni Storm retains at this show, takes on somebody from Stardom at Forbidden Door, or maybe even Stephanie Vacher out of CMLL at Forbidden Door. And then you go on to All In at Wembley, all the world's lighting up, and let's hope Jamie Hayter, Toni Storm for the women's title. I think that's what everybody wants. But yeah, Toni Storm's going to take this. I love what Deeb can do in the ring, but they haven't given her enough rope right now to make her somebody that people are going to care about as champion, one way or the other.
I have a quick question for you, Mike. When they eventually do the Mariah May Toni Storm split, do you think they'll do Mariah as a heel and Toni Storm keep her as a babyface? Or
I think you have to at this point.
I think so too.
Unless
it's hard to see Mariah May being a heel. Well, it's not hard to see it, but just the way that her reaction is right now, she's very much over to the level of Toni Storm.
The only way they could do it is if Mariah May accidentally costs Toni Storm the title, and Toni Storm absolutely loses it. And there's getting revenge, and then there's going that extra level, which she knows very well how to do. But it's going to take like 16 levels of booking to get it over to where Toni is the face and where Tony's the heel and Mariah's the face. Mm-hmm. It's going to take like 20 levels of booking to do that. I don't think we're going to get that done, because I don't think we want to go that far. You get Mariah in there with the jealousy angle, because that's originally where this was supposed to go, based on that movie that Toni Storm did. That's where she got the gimmick from, from the Mildred Burke movie that she did. I think they're playing out this movie to a T right now, and I think it's Mariah that's the one that's going to turn on Toni here. So,
I have another question, random question. Am I the only one that thinks Toni Storm looks like Jessica Simpson, or is that just me?
Yeah, a little bit.
I could see it.
Oh, okay, because I was like, wow, she looks just like her. Like that's we even put up a comparison for Lookalike Day, National Lookalike Day, either last year or the year before, and I was like, yeah, wow, they actually kind of blew my mind. So I thought I was the only one.
I could believe it.
Yeah, Rob, who we got for this one?
Yeah, this one's probably gonna be good, man. Toni Storm, yeah, I'm liking her gimmick and stuff. You know what I mean, like that old school type deal and all like that. That is awesome. Yeah, I can't see her losing right now. You know what I mean? You know, 'cause, she's just like on it right now. I think she's like on like one of the top of her game. She's hot. She's kicking butt right now. I don't think she's losing anytime soon. So yeah, she's definitely gonna take this match. It kind of sucks though, man. If this matchup is like how it is, you know what I mean? They're gonna have to follow Will Ospreay and all. Like, I don't envy that, but you know, hey, let's go. You know, I'm rooting for them. They're gonna do their thing.
Yeah, I honestly, I gotta say, you know, people have, you know, they've pretty much, for lack of a better term or politically correct term, crapped on AEW overall. But I got to say, Toni Storm is definitely one of the people that I've been impressed with the way she's been able to give her career new life in AEW with this, this whole new character, which has evolved from, I guess you could say, the punk rock character that she had over in WWE to being an outcast to now she's, timeless Toni Storm, which reminds me so much of like Marilyn Monroe. I gotta say, I've really been impressed with what she's done, and I think she's gonna definitely pull out. It's gonna be a heck of a match. You're gonna see some technical wizardry here from Serena Deeb, but I think Tony's gonna pull out the win and keep the title. I don't see her losing it until probably like either summer or like when there's All In, or maybe a little afterwards. But I think Tony's gonna get this win. The next match we have is barbed wire steel cage match. Jeez, the extremeness in this. Rob, I know you're going to like this because you're a huge ECW fan. It's going to be a barbed wire steel cage match for the AEW TNT Championship. And it's going to be the Rated R superstar Adam Cole defending the championship against the leader of the House of Black, Malachi Black. Matt, who you got for this one?
Can I just shock you? I don't really care. I don't. The House of Black, when they get in the ring, incredible. Everything outside of the ring, not for me at all. It's for a lot of people. It's not for me. I was never, God rest his soul, I was never a Bray Wyatt guy. Not the spooky stuff. It's not for me. Copeland, he's turning back into like Judgment Day Edge, and I didn't like Judgment Day Edge at all. They're gonna tear each other open. Cope likes to bleed a lot since he came to AEW. He's been big into bleeding. As far as the winner goes, Malachi doesn't like to lose one-on-one matches, which is why he very rarely has them. I do think Copeland retains, though. Steel cage matches in AEW are different because the cage is actually high enough to where climbing out of it's not really feasible. So Malachi's going to have to take a pin here. But, yeah, I mean, they're going to tear each other apart. I'll enjoy it while I'm watching it. But, like, the build to it, like, what the hell was that last night? You just spread jam all over Malachi Black. Like, well, come on, guys. You're better than WCW 2000.
That was a huge waste of strawberry jam. I could have used some of that to put on my peanut butter sandwich last night.
I'm sorry.
It was a blue.
But yeah, I'll go Copeland to retain. I'll enjoy it while I'm watching it, but the build to it has been not for me.
Mike, what about you? Who you got?
Well, this is going to shock you here a little bit, but I actually think this match is a key to have somebody like Matt get more a little interested in the House of Black here. I actually think Malachi wins this. I don't think it's going to be as violent as people would expect. There is going to be violence, of course, with barbed wire cage, obviously, but I don't for the over the top insanity. We're going to save that for the main event. So there's levels to this, and I honestly feel that this match here, this is where you could actually turn Copeland heel, and this could be the first step towards the CNC reunion here for the tag titles.
Get them back together.
You get Copeland has to take a knee to the House of Black. You turn Copeland into this dark, brooding person. No pun intended, all pun intended. And there's could be a point here where we could get the Gangrel, because a lot of people are talking about Gangrel and how everybody WWE refused Gangrel for them because they said nobody remembered them. I could see that. That's actually what Copeland said on his interview with Chris Van Vliet about why Gangrel wasn't involved in the Brood segment against Judgment Day. But regardless, I think Malachi wins this one. Copeland joins the group and actually gives them a little bit of life and starts to turn around what everybody thinks of the House of Black. And eventually it's going to get Copeland's going to split off. I don't know if it's just going to be naturally. The thing about AEW is you're not looking for those stereotypical turns that we always see. There could be just a breakup eventually here between the group, but I do think this is the first step to getting Copeland and Christian together, and that would be with a Malachi Black victory, and that Copeland's going to have to join them.
Oh, nice. Okay. I wouldn't mind seeing Edge and ENC or Copeland and Cage do one more run for the road. That would be pretty awesome. I could imagine them like with their hilarious shtick that they did back in the 2000s, bringing that sort of back. Again, that'd be pretty cool. We haven't seen them tag team in a while either. Like it's been what, 20 years?
2001.
Yeah, it's been a minute. But that whole thing about WWE wouldn't remember Gang. No, they will remember Gang. You cannot be a fan of the Attitude Era or look into the Attitude Era, even if it was before your time. You cannot look back into the Attitude Era and not know about Gang. Gangrel is an important part of Edge's and Christian's careers. So
anytime the Vampire Warrior shows up at any show at any level, he gets that pop, he gets that recognition even to this day. So that's weird. Like now, if you said Kazarni, I forgot what his indie name was. Okay, I could understand that. Who actually Kazarni? I know Matt. I mean, Mike, you know this. Matt, you should know this. Rob, I know you know this. But for those of y'all don't know, Kazarni he had a brief time in WWE, and he was apparently, I think, childhood friends with Edge and Christian. But he was in there for like pretty much a drop. In WWE.
That's a deep pull, brother. That is a deep pull. That dude had one match on SmackDown.
Yeah, and surprisingly, I remembered him. I don't know. Like, I guess I'm not that old because I can remember people like him and Colin Delaney, and several other things. But I
just know him because his brother ran a promotion up here he ran here in Edmonton for a while. Now he runs his own hardcore wrestling promotion out of Vancouver right now. So.
Okay.
Kazardi's brother.
Wow, I forgot what his name was on the Indies, man. I know Sin Bodhi. Thanks. Yeah, he used to wrestle in the West Coast Wrestling Connection over in Oregon. I remember I used to watch that every weekend. I remember seeing him on there, and to me, he was much better off on the Indies than in WWE. I mean, but
absolutely.
Hey, money is money.
Mm-hmm.
Rob, who you got for this match, man?
Which one were we on again? It was Adam Copeland and Malachi Black, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah. This is going to be a barbed wire match. Yeah, I'm debating on how much blood and stuff we're going to see because the match is coming up very next. I'm pretty much guaranteed it's going to be, somebody's going to bleed in the next match too. So, man, that's going to be a lot of blood. I'll go Malachi Black. You know what I mean? I think he's gonna win. I think he'll take the championship. You know what I mean? He got hit with the what you call strawberry jam. You know what I mean? The strawberry preserves. You know what I mean? Because I always hear if you pick strawberry over anything, you're toxic. You know what I mean? So man, Adam, I guess he's being toxic. So let's go with Black on this one. He's gonna take it.
I'll tell my redheaded stepson.
Oh,
Rob, you're a smart man. You always bet on Black. Honestly, this is gonna be a hard fought match. Edge is no stranger to cage matches. Barbed wires, I've never seen him in one, nor Malachi Black. I think Malachi is gonna take this though. He's gonna get past the head games because we all know that bloodbath thing was a head game. He was trying to get in, but I don't think you can get into Malachi Black's head like that. Like it's gonna take more than a bloodbath. So I mean, this is a man that embraces darkness. So I think Malachi Black's gonna take this championship. The next match we have is a match for the a singles match. No, it's an IWGP World Heavyweight Championship eliminator match. And it's going to be John Moxley versus Konosuke Takeshita. Why would Takeshita do this to himself? Does he? Anyways, if Takeshita wins, he will receive a future IWGP World Heavyweight Championship match. Some people just don't know when they got it good. Matt, who are you going with this? Who are you going for this one?
Takeshita.
Okay.
It's it's an eliminator, so you can run it back. It's a match that people are going to want to see again after they see it the first time. Takeshita is one of those guys. He's probably a top 10 wrestler in the world. And Tony Khan's issue for the last couple of years is that his roster is so big that he's got to make some cuts somewhere. Takeshita should be on TV every single week. He's absolutely incredible. He's a better natural babyface than he is heel, I think. But his heel work has been awesome too. With Don Callis, obviously. I think he wins another match that could potentially steal the show. Even going on the undercard an hour and a half, 2 hours into the show. I just think both guys are that good. And I absolutely love Konosuke Takeshita. I think he's incredible. I like him to win the match and set up a rematch. Maybe not next Wednesday on Dynamite, but somewhere down the line. Forbidden Door, possibly, since it's IWGP.
Okay. Mike, who are you going for this one?
Matt, I swear to God, you're the king of the segues for me here. So I think it is. I think because this is an eliminator match instead of a title match, this does go to Takeshita. I think it is thanks to Don Callis that you do get that victory here. It's going to be a great match, but Callis is going to do something stupid to get Takeshita the victory somehow here. And it is going to set up the heavyweight title match for Forbidden Door. It's a safe bet to have that as one of your main event matches at the pay-per-view in Long Island, just because it's somebody that they do know. We have some familiarity there. I know we're supposed to have cross-promotion, but having Takeshita in that position, I think, is going to be suitable enough for most AEW fans in that state here. And I think it is going to piss off enough IWGP that they're going to watch in anger, so... enough New Japan fans, because they want, just like Jeff Cobb said earlier, they can't stand the fact that there's somebody not in the promotion holding the title right now. And the fact that Hobbs got a title shot, now Takeshita's probably going to get a title shot on a pay-per-view. The weird thing is Takeshita deserves it more than anything, and I think that's the thing that'll get overshadowed on any conversation online about that. Because this is going to be a banger of a match. Like you guys have been saying, any one of these matches on this card, save one, can become match of the night without a problem here. And I think this is no exception here with Takeshita getting the victory over Moxley. And Moxley's going to be so furious, he's going to want to have it right away, but they're going to have to hold him off until they get to Forbidden Door here.
Okay. Rob, how about you?
Man, we've all been picking almost the same people the whole time, man. So you know what? Just prepare. You know, what I mean, I'm just gonna pick Moxley just for this one. You know, what I mean, it's gonna be a good match, and I think if the match is just tears the roof off the place, no matter what, he's still gonna get a championship match later on down the line, whether it's with Moxley or somebody else anyway. You know, what I mean, I think I'm gonna go Moxley on here, just to break it up a little bit. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's gonna be a great match. You know what I mean? So and are we gonna have blood 2 matches in a row? Are we gonna be like UFC? Or are we gonna be a big Kool-Aid stand in the middle of the thing? You know what I mean? But yeah,
Rob,
I'm going Moxley.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I'm gonna go with Moxley as well, because my thing is this Takeshi needs to understand, this is not Kenny Omega, having sympathy and all. This is a man that does not care, a man that is not afraid to bleed, a man that if Don Callis had the chance, he would have him in the Don Callis family. This is a man who's not all there. I always say, John Moxley is Dean Ambrose off his meds, and Dean Ambrose is John Moxley on his meds. So I think, John Moxley's going to pull this off. Konosuke Takesha's going to definitely learn a good lesson, that, not everybody's going to be a Kenny Omega. Not everybody's going to hold back and everything. This is a man that does not hold back. And I think we're going to see this probably spill into the stands, which is where you don't want to have Moxley because he's even worse out, as out there in the stands when he's brawling. So I'm going to go with John Moxley for this one for the win. Although I think they're going to, eventually run it back later on. It wouldn't surprise me. The next match we have, this is one of my favorites. And I saw this coming I don't know if y'all saw this happening, but I saw this happening for roughly almost a year, or maybe a year, exactly a year. And it's going to be a singles match, two former best friends, now worst enemies, going at it. Trent Beretta versus Orange Cassidy. Man, the Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty vibes, the Shawn Michaels and Triple H vibes are actually here. Matt, who you got for this one?
I think Trent Beretta wins it via Don Callis. I think the whole Orange Cassidy Don Callis thing, I don't think anybody's believing in that at all. I think that another one that could potentially steal the show just because of the build to it and the feud itself, much more than the actual match itself. It'll be a really good match. Trent's great. I'm interested to see what Orange Cassidy looks like in this context because he's always so laid back. I don't think he can be laid back from the start of the match, and I think he'll know that as well. He's got to be kind of full force the entire time, and we've not really seen that from Orange Cassidy. But I do like Trent to win the match. Where OC goes from there, I don't really know. But I think Trent aligning himself with Don Callis, I know it's kind of Don Callis' kind of go away heat. Not the Jericho type, we'll get to that later, but he's go away heat. But yeah, I think the writing's on the wall, and Trent gets it done.
Okay, Mike, who you got for this one?
I think this is the first time Matt and I are going to severely disagree here. I think Orange Cassidy wins this thanks to Don Callis.
Ooh.
And I honestly do feel that we get a heel turn from Orange Cassidy. And the first thing I think about when it comes to this, if you watched on Wednesday during that tag match that opened the show, we're talking about Orange Cassidy having that spark and having that first gear right off the bat going at it. When that tag match started, as soon as the bell rang, both Trent and Austin and Trent and Orange got together on the floor and had a hockey fight.
Yeah.
Right off the bat. So I think this is going to be a fast-paced, hard-hitting matchup. I think Orange wins it legit. And then all of a sudden they're about ready to squash the feud. And Orange is the one to turn on Trent, not the other way around. And he joins, because I really want to see what a heel Orange Cassidy is like. Because who knows what's maybe something like that, but it would be interesting to see what would happen if you have a guy like Orange Cassidy with that ability to see what he does when he doesn't care about anybody, including the fans.
Yeah, I could see him doing this and then actually putting his hands in his pockets and then kicking a guy below the belt. That would be that would be interesting. That would be interesting to see. Yeah. Rob, how about you?
Yeah, I'm going with freshly squeezed. Orange Cassidy is one of my favorites, and he could be rolling up in there in a wheelchair, and I'll still pick him to win. But yeah, I never even I never thought of him just turning back what he would be like as a as a heel just running out there, man. I think that would be pretty funny, like him going out there just being just amped up, just 100% from what he is now. Just oh man, that would be great. So I kind of hope that happens. He turns heel or whatever, wins, turns heel, and just let's see what happens with that. I think that would be awesome.
I honestly think Trent Beretta's he's gonna win this, due to Don Callis, and I think that Don Callis is actually I think it's all a ruse. Like, he's been trying to talk to Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy's not really hearing him out. So I think it's gonna be Trent that's gonna join the Don Callis family. That's what I think is gonna happen. So I'm gonna go with Trent winning this one. The next match we have is a 3-way for the world, or F the world, however you want to put it, rules match for the FTW championship. It's going to be the defending champion Chris Jericho, accompanied by his student Big Bill, versus Hook, versus one of the toughest men from New Japan, Katsuyori Shibata. Matt, who you got for this one?
Jericho next.
Matt, Mike, how about you?
I've got nothing to say about Chris Jericho. I got one thing to say about Chris Jericho. There's go away heat like Don Callis has, and then there's go away forever heat, which is what Chris Jericho has. These people are chanting "Please retire" at him the same way they chanted it at the Big Show back in the late 2000s, early 2010s. This isn't go away. This is leave. We don't want to see you anymore. You've been on our screen for too long. What you did in 2019 was very instrumental to AEW, and it can never be paid back. It's 5 years on from that, buddy. You haven't done a damn thing good since the Jericho Appreciation Society. I mean, what a joke. It was a joke. The Ocho thing, joke. The Learning Tree, terrible. It's absolutely awful. What are you taking Big Bill under your wing for? He's a former tag team champion. He's held gold in AEW. He's 7 foot tall. He can destroy anybody. He doesn't need to sit under the learning tree of Chris Jericho. He comes out every week and talks about, like last night he said, you guys know how much I like to be on camera. Yeah, you don't say the quiet part loud there, Chris. We know how you feel. We know you want to hog all the spotlight. Where's Ricky Starks? Where's Sammy Guevara? Where's some of these other guys that could be on my screen right now that you're taking up TV time? Get the hell out of AEW. Go back to the Fed. Triple H will take you back. Go back. You've done all you can do in AEW. You and the promotion are not in sync anymore. It's a great professional wrestling company. You're not a great professional wrestler. You're a good character. Go to the company that has character work and 3-star matches. That's your thing. Jericho, next.
I don't even think Triple H likes that man in real life. I've heard rumors that they do not like each other. So now that Triple H is running,
he didn't like Punk either.
Yeah, but Punk came back when I guess Vince was in charge. And Punk is bigger than Jericho. Let's be honest. The man is bigger than Jericho. The crowd's chanting his name even when it was gone. Jericho, I don't know.
You're trying to tell me that there wouldn't be Y2J chants going insane in a crowd if Jericho just randomly showed up at a WWE show?
It would, but the novelty would wear off, in my opinion. And all the Jericho-holics out there that don't crucify me. This is just my opinion. Mm-hmm. It would happen for the first time he came back. It would happen for the second time. By the time he probably has his return match. Okay, we've had enough of you. Go do something else. Go train future wrestlers. Go enjoy retirement. Go be on commentary. It would wear off quickly, in my opinion, because WWE is a different thing now. It's, in my opinion, I know it's cooking right now. They're firing on all cylinders. So if he were to go back, he would have to have something extravagant to keep up with those men and women over there. But that's just my opinion. So Mike, you gave your prediction yet or no?
I haven't yet, but I'll make it real easy here. Jericho is turning the FTW title into the FML title, which is it's not turning into a very good situation. I think the way it's going to work is Hook's going to choke out Shibata, but before the referee can check on him, Jericho's going to hit him with a baseball bat and get the pin on Shibata, which is going to set up another match between Hook and Jericho in the future, which I know we don't want, but unfortunately, this is Jericho. Yeah. It's the thing I don't like, but it's the thing that's probably going to happen.
Two
Just
years.
with
Okay, Rob, who you going with?
Yeah, this one. Every time I see Big Bill on there, I always feel let down because the time I had to work with him and I was ring announcing for him, and he told me he was only 6'9" and not 7 feet tall. That kind of, I was like, oh man, you know what I mean? But to a normal sized human being like myself, 6'9" and 7 foot, that's still the same. He's still like a giant human. But anyway, with this one, I'm going with Hook's going to win this one because I'll give a little peek behind the curtain, but training at the Workhorse Factory, you know what I mean? Like I may have done a couple matches or whatever, wrestling matches against guys, and my finishing that move was the Kata Hachime. And I love that move, and if Hook's going to get it, and he's going to choke somebody out, so whenever somebody has a Kata Hachime, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh yeah, they're just going to get it out of nowhere. They're going to win. They're going to get it. Hook's going to get the win.
Okay, so my prediction. I know nobody's picked this person. I'm gonna go with Katsuyori Shibata. They're gonna make Hook actually. I think they're gonna make Hook actually like chase back for that FTW championship. And Katsuyori Shibata is gonna get the win, and you're gonna see Hook versus Katsuyori Shibata at the next AEW pay per view, and that's gonna be a classic. I think that's what's gonna put Hook over as a legitimate singles guy. Is that one tough match? Because to me, Hook has never fought a guy that. I mean, no, he's never fought a guy. How do I put it? He's never fought a guy that's around, kind of around. I mean, granted, Katsuyori Shibata is a bit bigger, but he's never fought a guy that's kind of similar around his size, but has the same level of toughness. Granted, he's fought Samoa Joe, but come on, Samoa Joe is like what, 100 pounds heavier than the guy, taller than the guy, and more experienced. You know, I think this match with him and Katsuyori is definitely gonna, show the toughness that he has. So I'm gonna go with Katsuyori Shibata winning the FTW championship at Double or Nothing. As for Jericho and Big Bill, they're probably just gonna go about, he's probably gonna try to teach Big Bill some stuff. I don't know. He's probably gonna maybe they'll go after some tag team titles. I don't know, but I got Katsuyori for this one.
try to teach him how to order more guac at the Chipotle or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess. So the next match we have is a trios match for the Unified AEW World Trios Championship, and it's going to be the defending champions, the Bang Bang Gang. Bang Bang Gang. Jeez, Finn Balor must be shaking his head right now. Bad Luck Fale must be pissed right now. Like,
No,
this is what we made.
They're starting to. They've actually taken off the Bullet Club part of any kind of branding on them right now. So they're actually getting away from it. So I don't think it'll hurt them that much for that, but I still think it sucks. But either way,
Yeah, thank goodness. Yeah, well, the Bang Bang Gang, which is the team of Jay White and the Guns, Austin Gunn and Colton Gunn, who are the defending champions, versus the Death Triangle, which is the team of Pac, Ray Phoenix, and his brother Penta El Cerro Miedo, accompanied by Alex Abrahantes. Matt, who you got for this one?
All right, so I made a mistake, guys. I said there was one match I didn't care about, and that was Jericho. There's definitely a second match I don't care about, and it's this one. I don't know how anybody could care about this, to be completely honest. If you do, that's awesome. This is for the birds for me. Put this on 0 Hour. I don't care who wins. Bang Bang Gang, probably, because they just unified the belts. And as much as I love Ray Phoenix, like love Ray Phoenix, he's one of the guys that can still come on my screen 5 years later, and I get buzzed every time I see him. He's probably going to get hurt in the next month or so and be out for quite some time. So they're not going to put the belts on them. This needs to go on 0 Hour. Yeah, keep it away from the main card where the good matches have actually been built.
Okay. Mike, who you got for this one?
Oh, first of all, I want to concur with Matt's comment about Ray Phoenix being one of the best wrestlers. Period. I consider him the Undertaker of AEW during my sidecast. The fact that
Don't do that to him.
he is a gentleman that should be a focal point of AEW and doesn't need a title to get over at all.
Yeah.
That's why I consider him the Undertaker of AEW. With that being said, I do think the injury to Phoenix is the reason why Death Triangle is not the Trios champions right now. But I do think that's going to get corrected here. I think that there's going to be a title change here. The Acclaimed storyline pretty much is going away now because it seems like they're trying to see if they can push Bowens as a singles competitor.
Thank goodness.
Caster is talking his way out of the company.
Yeah.
And Billy, I don't think he cares if he's in front of the camera or behind it. So I think that's out of the way. And honestly, there's no trios for the Guns to really. There's some down in ROH if they actually get down there, but I really don't know if we're gonna see much of these trios titles. And I would love to see a title change, even if it goes back to the Bang Bang Gang at Forbidden Door or a couple weeks later on. Give those titles some meaning here, but it just seems that they don't right now. And I understand your frustration about caring about this match. It's been strangely booked, I think is the best way to put it. And
it was booked yesterday.
no, it's been the last 3 weeks here. Ever since Pac lost to Okada, he's been in that mindset of he wants something to keep him interested, and gold will keep him interested, which is what this whole story is all about. And
AEW has 45 singles titles. Go after one of them.
Tony Khan's an old school boxing fan, and every match was a title match on a pay-per-view. So that's my answer to that one too. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go with Death Triangle on this one.
Okay, Rob, who we got for this one?
Yeah, I agree. Ray Phoenix, he's one of the best wrestlers out there. I love him. I love Pac and all, but yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bang Bang Gang. You know, what I mean, I think because then they just won it or unified it or whatever not long ago. So I figured they might get a little run with it or whatever, and yeah, maybe Death Triangle, get the belts later on or something. But yeah, I'll go with the Bang Bang Gang on this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bang Bang Gang winning this. The other trio that I would like to see take these titles off of them, I think they'd be very exciting. The team of Top Flight and Action Andretti. I think that team, if AEW markets them right, and they can stay away from the injured list, because it seems like Top Flight are just I wouldn't say cursed, but they just have a string of bad luck. If they could stay off the injured list, I think they could be a team to be looked at, and they could definitely bring viewers in and so on. But I'm all for that. But I see the Bang Bang Gang actually, retaining. I don't see them losing these titles to the Death Triangle. The next match we have is a singles match for the AEW TBS Championship, and this has been a great build-up. I like this, and this match is going to be a part of my final prediction. It's going to be part of my general prediction for this whole pay-per-view. So we have the defending champion Willow Nightingale versus the CEO Mercedes Moné. Matt, who are you going with for this one?
I'll be honest. I think I was already looking forward to it from their history, but I think that video package yesterday was really well done, WWE levels of good in that video package. And the good thing about AEW is that they can show footage from other companies, and where both Willow and Mercedes have been. Mercedes post WWE, anyways. I don't think there's any drama in the outcome. I think Mercedes takes the TBS title. It's being kind of built as the biggest women's match in the company's history, to be honest. And it has a lot to do with Mercedes, and hopefully we can get to the point within the next month or two of there being more than one women's match on Dynamite every week. the podcast that I listen to on a daily basis plays a game every Dynamite preview. They try to guess the time of the first entrance of the women's match. Because it's the only women's match, they try to guess the time, and it's usually right around the 1:20 to 1:30 mark every show. Having said that, I think Tony's done his best job booking the women in 2024, especially post Mercedes coming in. It's going to be a really, really good match. I think it might even be better than Storm and Deeb, just because of the story that they can tell with each other. So I do like Mercedes to win. Like I said, I don't think there's a whole lot of drama in it. She's got to win her first match in the company. Like, I don't think that's in doubt at all. Just off topic of this real quick. I don't know if any of you guys have seen that Sean Ross Sapp about 30 minutes ago tweeted that he expects MJF to be back by Forbidden Door.
Ooh, okay. Nice.
Yeah, desperately needed because those ratings are.
You know, I would like a guy. I'm gonna go off topic just a little bit. I want AEW to sign Richard Holiday, and I would like to see that match, either them teaming up or that match between Richard Holiday and MJF.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what's going on. But,
wait till we get to our main event. I got some words for you.
But I would like to see that. I was hoping for a whole was it foundation? Was it what they call the foundation in MLW? I was hoping for that, but Hammerstone signed to TNA, so that's not going to happen unless they're going to bring in what was it, Gino? Rob, what was his last name? Gino's from Reality Wrestling.
Hernandez?
Is it Hernandez?
Was it Hernandez?
He was in MLW.
Oh man, yeah. Oh man, I can't remember. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, but he was Reality Wrestling champion. But he was actually with them for a brief bit. Unless they do that incarnation, yeah, okay. But I would like to see them actually sign him and have them either have that match or have them team up to go against the Undisputed Kingdom or whatever. But yeah, that's great news. That's great news to hear. Definitely great news. So let's see. So, Mike, who are you going with for Mercedes and Willow?
There's a couple things I want to say about this match right here. Number one, I think the gimmick of Mercedes being the heel now, and she needs to be recognized before anybody else. I expect this match to go first on the card, with Mercedes, the CEO graphic being the first thing you see when you see an AEW pay-per-view. That's what she wants as the CEO of AEW.
It's a good call.
I do feel that this match is more of a toss-up to me than just a straight-up Mercedes win. I'd have to hedge it towards her, but it's more about what we see after the match. I think the person that attacked both Willow and Mercedes over previous weeks shows her face.
Chris Statlander.
It's one of two people. One of three people, actually. One, Chris Statlander, which makes all the sense in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Two, Saraya, where you could play the Saraya Mercedes feud that is lingering in wrestling geeks' minds here, because how did Saraya end her career the first time?
Yep.
Or number three, a returning DMD.
Okay.
Where somebody can make a statement there. I do think there's a title change, and I do think that they want people that they consider main event talent to be the headline of that title for the next couple months at least until we get to Wembley, while they develop, like the Julia Harts get a chance to heal up, and some of your, like Anna Jay, getting a little more experience going on, and getting that homegrown talent built up. You want your heavy hitters now, right from now to Wembley. Then after Wembley, you can start incorporating a few more, heading into All Out and to Full Gear now. So I think Mercedes wins. I think she opens the show. And I think there's a lot of craziness to start the show, a lot of craziness to end the show. But we'll get to that after here.
Okay. Rob, who are you going with?
I'm gonna go with Willow to win this one. I think Willow. She's come a long way. From when I met her, from just doing all those the house shows on the indie scene. So what she's doing now. Yeah, I'm all for her progress, kicking butt, taking names, doing what she's doing. I'm gonna pick her to win this one, and hopefully she keeps keeps the train rolling. I mean, just keeps kicking butt, taking names. I mean, be champ for a while. I'm all for her, so I'm gonna pick Willow.
Um, Man, this is a hard one to actually go with. But I think Mercedes is definitely going to take this somehow. And I'm going to be the brave guy and say it's going to be Chris Statlander. Chris Statlander is going to cost her the match. If you notice, I noticed something when Chris Statlander, she's been getting in Willow's way. And I remembered when she actually pulled Mercedes Moné's hand the first that back at that one confrontation. Mercedes actually thought it was Willow, and she slapped Willow. And then the next time, Willow's like, "No, I got this. I don't need you. I'll do this on my own." So Chris Statlander is probably gonna be like, "Well, hey, I'm trying to help out, and you don't need me anymore. So, we're done." And I think it's about time for a whole character change for Chris Statlander, anyways, because she's a great talent, and come on, you can only boop so many people on the nose so many times, man. It's time for a change. So I'm gonna go with Mercedes Moné to take this title at Double or Nothing.
So are you saying you're going with Stat and Stoke as a faction together?
Yeah, but no, hold on. I'm gonna reveal my part of my final prediction. This one's gonna blow you. It might blow your mind.
All right.
Just give me
yeah.
This one we got like one or two more matches, and then I'm gonna say. So the next match we have is Anarchy in the Arena match. Oh geez, man, this is gonna be funny. I wish Matt Hardy were here so we could see somebody get thrown into a lake of reincarnation and come back as another character. We have the Elite, which is the team of Kazuchika Okada, Jack Perry, and the Young Bucks, Matthew Jackson and Nicholas Jackson, versus Team AEW, which is the team of Bryan Danielson, Darby Allin, and FTR, Cash Wheeler, and Dax Harwood. Man, Matt, who you got for this one?
I can tell you that I am very glad Matt Hardy is not going to be in this match. Darby Allin, how does that dude walk? Like, how's he standing? How's he walk? How's he breathing? Like he broke his foot before he was going to climb Everest. Then he got hit by a bus, and he's just like, "Yeah, Anarchy in the Arena, why not, boss?"
Darby actually said in his interview with Sean Ross Sapp that he actually got worse injuries skateboarding.
I believe it. Probably because he skateboards off of like buildings and stuff.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good, buddy. As far as a winner goes, I'm not being disingenuous at all. I don't care who wins the match because it's going to be incredible. Every Anarchy in the Arena is incredible. For storyline purposes, I don't think it makes much sense for Team AEW, quote unquote, to win. I absolutely love the Elite right now, and when the final predictions come around, I think that probably not Sunday, but somewhere in the near future, the Elite is going to add another member to it. But I think the Elite should win it. The Young Bucks have a tendency to, in these bigger matches, kind of give themselves up. I'm sure you guys know the story of the Revolution match where Sting was like, "No, I'm going to go out on my back," and the Bucks were like, "Absolutely not. You're going to go out on top. Like, we brought you into this company." So I will pick the Elite to win. I don't really care who wins, but I am going to enjoy the ever-living hell out of this match. It's going to be so much fun.
What's wrong with Matt Hardy? Matt Hardy not being in the match, man. Maybe he would have thrown Brian Danielson into the Lake of Reincarnation, he would have came out going yes, yes, or maybe FTR would have got thrown in and they would have came back out as mechanics, or maybe the Young Bucks would have came back just as Marty Jannetty early in his career. I mean,
do you want to rewind the video 30 minutes where I was talking about Chris Jericho? You can just insert Matt Hardy's name in there.
Mike, who you got for this one, man?
First of all, before we get to the match, I have to say this. If FTR gets thrown in the Lake of Reincarnation, they end up shaving each other's backs. If the Bucks get thrown in the Lake of Reincarnation, they do come out as Generation Me in TNA. And if Okada gets thrown in the Lake of Reincarnation, he gets to dress up like a limo driver like Kato in TNA. So, wow. with that being said, I think AEW goes outside the norm and makes this the main event match of the night. And our heavyweight title match will be the semi-main. Just because of the consequences at the end. Once again, like Matt said, I don't see it making sense that Team AEW wins this. Even though they did answer my number one question on Wednesday. Why in a no DQ match do you not bring a gun to the ring? It seems like Darby seemed to take it. Darby seemed to. I thought it was a gun. I swear I thought it was a paintball gun. I have one that looks just like that here. But anyway, it also makes me wonder what the hell they're going to do in this match. Is Darby going to bring that down with him? And also, why wasn't Cash the one to bring a gun? He's the one that's been cleared of all charges, but I digress. I do think the Elite win this. I do think they continue the beatdown after the match. Then they get on the mic and say, absolutely nobody can stop us here. And then we all of a sudden, thanks to that report we got 30 minutes ago, he announces he's coming back. He has Holiday. And he might have a few more friends there, which, that'll be a surprise to me. I honestly think that you might see somebody like Hangman actually go that way in this case to balance things out because they're just pissed off at the Buck. But that's a whole different ball of wax to carry into Forbidden Door here. But it looks like we might have like MJF at home against the Bucks in some sort of fashion. That's gonna be money selling tickets for that pay-per-view. But either way, I expect the Elite to win this and to carry on this holier than thou storyline that they got going right now.
Okay. Rob, who you got for this one?
Yeah, I'm going with the Elite on this one. Everything Mike was saying. He was going to say whatever he was saying. I was pretty much going to say the same thing. And everything he said, ditto. Elite. Let's roll.
Okay. Honestly, I think the Elite they're going to pull this off. It's going to be a lot of back and forth, but the Elite, they have that cohesion, and I honestly think that they're going to get the win. We're going to see a lot of hilariousness, a lot of hilarity going on. Might even see somebody get chased by a golf cart again. I don't know, but something's going to happen, and we're going to get some funny moments. But I honestly don't see Team AEW winning this. I think we're going to see the Elite pull this off, and I hope to heaven that Darby Allin does not kill himself. He really needs to chill out. I understand he lives for the thrill, but come on, man. Like, there's a limit.
Did you see what he said in his interview when they asked him about the spot in the Sting match where he jumped off the ladder through the glass? He said it was one of the safest spots he's ever done. And one of the officials came over to him and was like, dude, you have a hole in your side. And he didn't realize he had been like cut open drastically. He's like, I didn't feel anything. I just got back up. I felt fine. Dude's got a
felt
hole.
An hour later.
Yeah. Dude's got a hole in his side and I'm fine.
Yeah, until that adrenaline stops kicking in, and then it's going to be something else.
Yeah, crazy mofo, Darby.
Yeah. So, I'm going to definitely go with the Elite for this one. And the last match we have, the singles match for the AEW World Championship is going to be Swerve Strickland accompanied by Prince Nana, defending against Christian Cage with Killswitch, Nick Wayne, and Mother Wayne by his side. Matt, who you got?
I do think Anarchy in the Arena probably main events it. It's main evented just about every other pay-per-view minus All In. And I think that they like the tradition of main eventing with it. But this will be co-main. Swerve wins it. He's got a lot to overcome. I think what they did with Swerve last night was the best that he has looked as champion. He was a smart baby face last night. He was a funny baby face when the Bucks walked in. What up, turds? Yeah, the post match with Nana coming back, like Christian Cage has done that before, where he's tried to escape and drive through, and to have somebody parked out there actually made sense in the context of the story. He was smart. He was funny. Beat the hell out of Nick Wayne. There was no 50-50 about that. He just beat the hell out of him. So I think that they've done a really good job. And Swerve wins the match. It's going to be great because Christian Cage is just incredible. I think this Christian Cage AEW run might be the most underrated of any like former Fed guy to come over. What he has done as more so as a heel, that like he was great as a babyface too, but his heel run has just been extraordinary. And I think that the match itself is going to be really good. Christian will get the best out of Swerve and vice versa, but Swerve wins it. No, not a whole lot of drama to it, I believe, but I think they might get me with a near fall though. I don't know how they're going to do it, but Christian Cage seems to pull it off every match that he can make you believe. So we'll get one of them, but Swerve retains.
Okay. Mike, who you got for this one?
I think it's pretty obvious it's going to be Swerve to win this here. They're setting up Swerve for Wembley. Wembley's got to be the target to have Swerve in that main event in front of 80,000 people. That the athlete that Swerve is, it's just a perfect microcosm of what AEW is all about. And you got to give credit to AEW for putting somebody like a Christian Cage as the first real challenger for Swerve in this case. Not only is he in the run of his life right now, but it's somebody that everybody recognizes. Mm-hmm. Like, he is a Fed guy. He doesn't have to change his name so casuals can pick it up right away exactly who he is. And the way they built this storyline up, incorporating pieces of a Nick Wayne storyline here. Swerve starting to go through the process of atoning for his sins of the past and moving on from them. It's actually building very well to the point where I think they're going to carry on with the same sort of storyline with the next 2 months here, where eventually I have to feel, and this is going back to my Ospreay versus Pac comment, I think this is where we get a main event of Hangman versus Swerve for the heavyweight title at Wembley. Just for the fact that feud has been building up over 2 years. And Tony Khan loves his long-term booking. But all in all, this is going to be a great match. Because Christian is, like we said, Christian is having the run of his life right now. And I think there's going to be 2 times where it's going to be Christian getting that near fall that's going to scare us. Not just one. But all in all, I do think Swerve overcomes the odds against victory.
You're on mute, man, but yeah, I kind of read the list. I kind of got you. Yeah, I'm going with Swerve on this one. I don't see him losing anytime soon. You know, he's going to have a nice run with this championship. It's going to be a great match. Because Christian, he's one of my all-time favorites. You know, and every match he's in, you know, it's going to be great. You know, you got the old school vet. You know what I mean? He's going to, make the the younger guy look great. You know what I mean? So it's going to be a great match all around. Swerve's going to win this one.
Okay. I honestly think Swerve's going to win this. There's going to be obviously lots of interference from, Christian Cage's side. Mother Wayne is definitely going to get involved too as well. Hopefully they have a plan for her. But Um, this is Christian Cage. It's funny how I remember back in 2005 when Christian Cage was challenging for Batista's world heavyweight title. I was like, man, this guy sucks. If he wins this title, it would be a bad day in WWE. He'd be the most boring champion. But I guess he heard me and was like, okay, I'll show you. So he left WWE that same year, went to TNA, showed that he has the chops to be not only a great singles star, but also a great champion, an engaging champion. And he's definitely kept that momentum. Even when he made his return to WWE, although they for some reason I don't know why they didn't give him a longer title run. And now he's doing it here in AEW. The man is just gold, whether as a heel or whether as a face. The man is definitely gold. But I think Swerve Strickland's going to pull it off, and he's going to end up getting the win. I don't know. Swerve is just a whole different character, and I'm glad to see him in this part of the company. He's definitely proved himself, and it's going to be a great match. Lots of back and forth, but I'm gonna go with Swerve to take the win as well.
I can tell you why Christian never had a run in WWE. Vince McMahon hated him.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know the story. The Edge, even from jump, Edge was the one that put in the word for him to get hired, and then Vince was like, I don't like his face.
You see that blue dot in the corner over there? That's what he was trying to stick over his face.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Loser.
But Christian, I'm sure he proved Vince wrong that he could definitely hold his own. Otherwise, Vince would never re-signed him back in 2009. But that Vince McMahon's era is over now, unfortunately. So, but I hate to see it, but it is what it is. Hate to see it, but I hate to see it, but I'm glad to see it. But yeah, this is going to be a great match. I'm definitely looking forward to it. I think we might see some surprises in here. But yeah, this is going to be definitely one to remember. So, final prediction for the whole card now. Starting with Matt, what final prediction do you have for AEW Double or Nothing? Who might return? What debut might happen? What alliances may form? What alliances may break up? What you got?
I'm not the best at these because I just kind of let it play out on the night of, and I don't want to speculate on anything. MJF was pretty messed up after World's End, and reading that tweet from Sean Ross Sapp that he's going to be back by next month, I still don't even think 5.5, 6 months is enough time for everything that he had hurt. I was saying earlier that I do think maybe not Sunday, but eventually we're going to get one more member of the Elite. The Elite's kind of whole mantra right now is about power and money. It's how they brought in Okada. They teased it right in front of our eyes, and nobody I didn't see it coming, him joining the Elite right away. But there's somebody else on the women's side who's all about money as well. And I think within the next month or so, and it would make so much sense and it would kick so much ass if Mercedes Moné joined the Elite. So I would love to see that within the next month or so, before All In for sure. But as far as Sunday goes, I think it's going to be pretty straightforward. I'm really, really looking forward to it. It should be, not to quote Tony Khan, but should be a great show. But yeah, that's all. I'm really looking forward to it for a third straight pay-per-view for AEW, which last year there was a lot of them where it was kind of touch and go. I always enjoy them on the night. They're really it's great professional wrestling. That's what I love. Even as somebody who attended WrestleMania this year, I loved, the ambiance of it and whatnot. When it came down to the wrestling, it was kind of just turning around talking to people. That company's not for me wrestling wise, but this one is, and it's going to be a great show on Sunday.
Awesome. Mike, any final predictions?
I think I went through my predictions as we my big surprises as we went through the show here. I do think MJF shows up because I don't care if he's in the corner of somebody. That next pay-per-view's in Long Island. he's got to be there straight up. No excuses. I do think we do get I think Matt hit pretty much everything I was thinking here. We are going to get Mercedes turn into one of the elite. And I'm just going to throw this out here as a random fastball going down the left side, swing it away and hope that I hit a grand slam out of a fluke here. I want the internet to speculate all at once because everybody's like, oh, it'll never happen. Rebecca Knox shows up in AEW. And if you don't know who Rebecca Knox is, I believe she's currently wrestling right now as Becky Lynch, whose contract's up next week.
That's why I didn't recognize the name. It's Rebecca Quinn, but I get what you're saying.
No, her actual
I know it is
name,
Rebecca Quinn.
Her real name is Rebecca Quinn. Her ring name prior to WWE was Rebecca Knox.
I would be shocked if she didn't resign.
I would be shocked too, but let's put it this way. If Tony Khan unloads about 16 dump trucks worth of money, you never know. Like, we don't know what the wrestlers want, but could you imagine? That's all I can say.
Mm-hmm.
I do think we're going to get the Statlander turn that you were mentioning here. I do think we're going to get an MJF sighting. And I think there's just going to be a lot of craziness and a lot of good wrestling leading us into Forbidden Door next month. So, all in all, it's going to be a great show. Minus the Jericho match, but I digress.
The first two Forbidden Doors have been my second and third favorite AEW pay-per-views. The first Forbidden Door I thought was nearly perfect. I just love the aesthetic of the collaborations together. They literally, like, especially the first one, they were literally like, these are dream matches that you might not ever see again. Like, at the time, Ospreay and Cassidy was like, what the hell does that look like? And then that was every bit of the 5 that Dave gave it. Like, it was my favorite match of the night.
And throw in the fact that they got CMLL lined up for this year too.
Mm-hmm. Stardom too.
Stardom.
Yep.
Yeah. Interesting. That Mercedes Moné joining the Elite, I could see it. I could definitely see it. I could definitely see it happening. Rob, any final predictions?
No, I think everybody that's gonna watch the pay-per-view or whatever, it's gonna be straightforward. Looks like a good card. You know what I mean? So yeah, everybody watches. I think they're gonna have a great time. So yeah, that's it for me.
Okay, so with that being said, my final prediction. I'm gonna go down real quick. So, I'm a swing for the fences for this one. With this one, either after Toni Storm's match, she retains. We're gonna see the Garcias are definitely gonna they might confront her. The Garcia twins or Wendy Richter, or maybe all 3 of them might confront her because she's been talking a lot of smack recently. And if Tony Khan is a smart man, he's gonna mess around. He's gonna mess with this because that could be something different in a good way that the fans could see. Me personally, I would book that. I mean, but granted, Wendy Richter's kind of up there in age, but still.
I'm hopeful, except for one thing I'll quash right now. Apparently, Wendy Richter's announced that she does have a Legends contract with WWE.
Yep.
So
now, having said that, so did Rob Van Dam.
Unless Tony Khan wants to unload the dump truck to go get that contract crunched up, we ain't seeing that.
for somebody who's not going to have a match realistically.
Yeah.
Yeah. One could dream.
Sorry.
And I'm okay.
I didn't know about that, but okay. Well, but then again, it wouldn't surprise me if the Garcia twins, the former Bella twins, were to actually confront her over stuff she said before about them. And I've heard that some rumors. Now those y'all listening and watching, rumors that Tony Khan wouldn't mind signing the Garcia twins to AEW. So
Arizona isn't that far from Vegas.
Oh, it's not. I think it's a 2-hour bus ride away or something like that. Yeah.
There you go.
It isn't. Let's see. The next thing that I was gonna talk about is part of my predictions. The Don Callis family will get 2 members, a male and a female. It'll be Trent Beretta and Chris Statlander. I always said that, I remember I said one time that Don Callis isn't really interested in Orange Cassidy. He's looking at Trent Beretta and Chris Statlander. And it wouldn't hurt to have a female member of the Don Callis family. And like I said, I think that it's time for Chris Statlander to, make a change up. And I think the Don Callis family is definitely going to be the change that is needed. So I'm gonna go with that. Both of them are going to join there real soon, and that's going to be it. So those are the only predictions I have right now for Double or Nothing. But yeah, with that being said, that's our Double or Nothing, prediction show. Matt, Mike, thank you very much for taking time out of your busy schedules to be guests on our shows. We know you guys have a lot going on your end. We really and truly appreciate it. Before we shut this show down, where can fans find y'all on social media when y'all want to, when they want to talk about wrestling, check out y'all's platforms, all that great stuff?
Just at Reigns Matt. It's my name backwards or in reverse on X. It's pretty much the only place I talk wrestling. It's pretty much all I talk about on there is wrestling with a good group of people. I've cultivated a nice little following. Nothing big, but people that have been watching AEW since day one, and even sometimes WWE, if it decides it wants to get good again one day.
Okay, awesome. Mike, before you give yours, bless up. Thank you for actually checking us out. We don't know.
No,
we don't know.
Actually, Keith Lee has said that he is still injured. He has he's come on very occasionally on social media just to pop in and say thank you for all your support. I'm going through a lot right now. Please have your best wishes for me, etc. He's not a very public man, but he has come on and said that he does have some medical issues he has to take care of. And when it comes to your breathing, when it comes to your back, when it comes to your knees, you can't rush anything like this. It's the same thing with Britt. We don't know when she's going to come back. Guevara has been suffering concussion issues, so we're not 100% sure when he's going to come back. But Keith Lee is still legit injured, and there's no time frame as to when he's going to come back, if he's going to come back.
All right. So with that being said, y'all please just give these people your best wishes, and that's that. Y'all wrestling fans, some of y'all were the same ones that are saying Bray Wyatt is the reason why he's away is because he was hard to work with, this, that, and the other. Then the man passes away, and they go, Bray Wyatt, oh my God, butterfly. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes of somebody's life. So please just be respectful, wish them all the best in whatever they do, and that's that. So, it doesn't cost you anything to be civil. It doesn't cost you anything to be kind. It does not cost you anything to be respectful. Okay?
If they're not ruining your life, don't let them ruin yours. Or don't ruin theirs.
There it is. With that being said, Mike, where can fans find you on social media when they want to, talk wrestling, find out all things that are going on in the Canadian wrestling scene, and check out Backbreaker Gaming and Backbreaker Media. My apologies. Too much caffeine today.
All right. Well, we do have our YouTube channels, Backbreaker Video and Backbreaker Gaming. Backbreaker _gaming, because some idiot with 4 subscribers has the Backbreaker Gaming one. Most of my socials are at Mike the Ref or Mike the Ref _, one or the other. The big place where you can catch me every Wednesday night and Saturday night, twitch.tv/Mike the Ref. I do host a sidecast where we watch Dynamite, Collision. If it's a Rampage tacked on, we throw it on there too. Coming up this Sunday for Double or Nothing, I will have an AEW Double or Nothing sidecast. I have one of my very special viewers, very influential in a lot of Discords that I work with here. The man's name's McGee. He's joining me, and we're both going to be watching Double or Nothing together, and we're going to be talking about a whole things wrestling and Usually when these conversations get going, there's a lot of things not involving wrestling that we get involved with. So the big place to get a hold of me there is twitch.tv/MikeTheRef.
Awesome. Yeah.
And before I go, thank you for having me on here again, guys. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Actually, it was supposed to be another guy that both of y'all know by the name of Adam the Axe Guy. Adam, hopefully we can get you on here next time, another time. But thank you it was a pleasure having both of you gentlemen on as well too. It's always great to talk wrestling with fellow wrestling fans as well. Before we actually, I would be very remiss if I didn't do this. And I hate doing this because this is the part that nobody likes. We actually lost 3 wrestlers this past month. And it's just sad. First wrestler was a wrestler in Rob. You probably know this guy by the name of Dick Dynamo. He was in MCW. You may have seen him. I don't know if you've met him personally, but he passed away earlier this month. And then shortly afterwards, we lost Reggie Rage, who was an independent wrestler in Atlanta. And we lost him to very talented guy. And last but not least, we lost another guy who was popular, who even made an appearance on TNA, John Bad Bones Klinger, who wrestled mostly over in Germany for WXW. We unfortunately lost him as well, and it's very sad when you hear things like that, because these men and women, they put their bodies, their physical health, their mental health on the line just to entertain us, the fans. And as we here at Ringside Society, we always do, we always give a 10-bell salute to those who have actually, passed on. And with that being said, we're going to actually do so right now. So with that being said, we're going to do a 10-bell salute for these 3 gentlemen that are no longer with us. Here we go. Thank you for the matches in memory, guys. And also, it's the 25th anniversary of Owen Hart passing as well, too. Owen, we miss you. And, I'm going to say this. To this day, I always say, if I were writing creatively for Owen Hart, it would have been differently. Blue Blazer would have been a one-off thing. And I always say, if I could go back in time and save one guy, it would definitely be save a wrestler. It would definitely be him, because he had so much to offer, and it's a shame that we didn't get to see it. So
he was just such a great person. I got a chance to meet him quite a few times actually, and he just, everything that he portrays, all the stories that everybody says about what kind of great guy he was, it's absolutely legit.
Yeah, I always said, like, if I were ever writing for him, now I'm Rob. You know, don't answer this, 'cause I know you know the answer, but what 80s villain does Owen Hart resemble? I'm gonna give you a hint. Put him in a body bag.
I'm a little off on that. Sorry.
It's a martial arts movie.
I don't watch movies.
The Karate Kid. More specifically, William Zabka, a.k.a. Johnny Lawrence. So could you imagine if they played that off? He had the black and yellow already. Could you imagine if they had just stuck with that and just had him be like a vengeful guy with a chip on his shoulder, constantly attacking DX? That would have been gold right there.
Owen was great in Eddie role, and they just gave him that crap one. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Just simple. He was just a great wrestler that could pull off any role that you needed.
Yeah. It's just man,
I
if
could,
I
go on
if
a,
I
I could go on a rant on McMahon here for an hour, but we've been at this for an hour and a half. So
Shock and awe. Vince McMahon gets it wrong.
I'll tell you what. There's gonna be an episode where we're gonna have a what if episode. It's probably our only what if episode. If McMahon had never monopolized wrestling, if McMahon had left the territories alone, we're gonna do an episode like that. I already got one guy in mind I have on here. His name's Evan Ginsberg. Mike, if you're up to it, I wouldn't mind having you on here too, as well.
we'll chat.
But that's definitely for the future. But Owen, we love you. We miss you, man. We hope you're doing well up there, man. But with that being said, Rob Bass, the Mel Gibson to my Danny Glover, and the Charlie Haas to my Shelton Benjamin. Where can fans find you on social media when they want to talk wrestling and find out where next appearance is, purchase Rob Bass merchandise, and where can bookers and promoters find you when they want to book you for the refereeing services, for your refereeing services?
All right, you can find me at Twitter, Instagram, Rob_Base82, Facebook, Rob Base. This weekend I'm off. Next Saturday, 1CW, we're going to be in. I can't remember. I think we're going to be in Houston next week, and then the weekend after that, we're going to be in Maryland, and then the weekend after that, we're going to go back to Harrington, Delaware. That's where I'm going to be at for a month so far. And if you can't make any of those matches, or you want to see anything from 1CW or whatever, just go to DelmarvaSportsNetwork.com, type in 1CW. It'll have all the matches, all episodes from episode 1 to right now. You can get caught up with all the storylines. You might even see me getting the crap beaten out of me or whatever a few times. So, it's all good fun. You know what I mean? Everybody has a good time. So definitely check it out. You know what I mean? And, yeah.
Rob, you got one job when you come to Maryland, bud. Get a crab cake, take a picture of it, send it to Remy.
I don't eat seafood, man. I don't eat
it. Just take a picture of it.
Just take a picture.
Seafood grosses me out, man. Unless it's some fish sticks.
I'll get there eventually, trust me. But for those of y'all that just heard, definitely follow 1CW. They are that good. And I'm not just saying this. Like, I've literally been to I've actually been to one of their events. A great roster, very impressive. If they ever show up in your area, check out 1CW. They're doing great work, and it'll be a travesty if you actually missed a show and you had the time to check it out when they're in your area. So check out 1CW. If you want to follow me on social media, not that I say a lot of cool things, but I do go to a couple of cool places. I just came back from a 1-week trip in Tokyo, Japan. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at the Remy Blue. Also on Facebook under the alias Remy Blue as well. Our podcast is on social media. We're on Twitter and Instagram at Ringside Society, Twitch at Ringside Society 2019. We're on Facebook as a Facebook group. We also have a Teespring store where we sell official Ringside Society merchandise, but we're redoing it right now. So just give us a bit of time. And last but not least, we're also on Spotify. And last but not least, we also have a YouTube channel where you can see cool episodes like this one, like the one we had with 1CW Tag Team Champions, tons of fun, and members of the Positively Awesome Wrestling podcast. You can see those episodes there on YouTube as well. And to see them, it's really simple. It's not pre-calculus or rocket science. Go on YouTube, type in Ringside Society, and once you see that really good-looking dark blue, light blue, yin-yang sound with the blue flames around it, that's when you know it's us. So make sure you subscribe to all our videos, because we got a lot of cool stuff coming up, and you don't want to miss a thing like Aerosmith in 1998. As a matter of fact, I'm feeling so good right now. It's Throwback Thursday. Hey, Rob, should I tell them what we have going on tomorrow?
In my Los Angeles night voice? Yeah.
All right, so tomorrow at 11 o'clock p.m., that's right before midnight, right before whatever word this happens, we will definitely be on, we will be having a WWE King and Queen of the Ring prediction show. That's right. This weekend, we're getting hit with 2 wrestling shows. 2! WWE and AEW. How lucky, how spoiled are we? So we'll be having our King and Queen of the Ring predictions episode tomorrow at 11 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with our special guest, B. Gamble. She'll be joining us as well, and we'll be giving our predictions for that card as well. But until then, we just want to thank everybody that tuned in live tonight. Thank you very much. We really and truly appreciate it. We strive on being one of the best wrestling podcasts a wrestling fan could, should, and would listen to, and we're not going to stop being that. To those of you that'll listen later on, we get a chance. Thank you very much in advance. And those y'all that hate us, can't stand us, really and truly wish we'd go away. Well, like myself at the Golden Corral and Rob Bates at the Taco Festival, we're not going anywhere for a while.
They hate us because they ain't us.
And we ain't stopping. With that being said, we just want to let everybody know that we're very well and aware, everybody and their grandparents and the parents of a podcast. But we're not your grandparents' podcast. We're not your parents' podcast. We're not just any podcast. Hey, yo, Rob Bass, one time for the mind, one time for the people, one time for the wrestling culture, one time for Matt Reigns, one time for Backbreaker Media / Gaming and their ever so charismatic leader, advocate, and wise man, Mike the Ref Malawani. And one time for AEW Double or Nothing. What type of podcast are we?
We're the Wrestling Fans Podcast.
That's right. We're the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society. And we'll be back tomorrow with another impressive guest on another impressive episode. But until then, we just have 4 favors for y'all. Stay safe, stay healthy, be excellent to each other, and enjoy wrestling. We out. Peace.
See y'all. Good night. Stay classy, Delaware.